Jason?
I'm doing the
I'm
condo.
going. No. You get the next question. Sorry. Come on up. Sales tax on soda. Is it good or bad for our economy?
Me, myself, personally, I do not drink any soda. But I am a erudite to beverages and taxes. And I feel like you should not be taxing people for drinking a soda. Every day we all drink and consume something that is bad for us. We all might go to our healthy place for a nice salad. But what do you put on top of your salad? Ranch. Ranch is the worst thing you can put on your salad, and that's going to kill you because you're going to have clog your arteries. Or next thing you know, what are they going to tax next? Your candy? Are they going to tax your pastrami at Togo's, even when you order without the bread and the salad? Taxing is enough. Until you tax major corporations for their taxes on their offshore accounts, do not tax the average American just because he wants a soda and relax and have it with the Crown and Coke. That's the only way I drink mine. Because all of us, every once in a while, need some type of sugar in our life. And Coke and Pepsi has been throughout the United States as one of the beverages of choice, ever since the 1800s in Atlanta, Georgia. So it should not be that Americans, as citizens, should be taxed for having an American tradition. It's like getting taxed for apple pie or a hamburger, fresh one, for Solus, or from Trueburg, or anywhere else. So no, I don't agree with it. And I think we should tax major corporations, not the average man, for just having a soda on a Sunday afternoon with a Crown Royal. Thank
Pepsi and a smile for him. Steve, come on up.
Thank you, erudite one.
Oh, man. The Randy Ellington response is that doesn't save you. He's been hot lately.
Blankton.
Yeah, it doesn't save you. Response to the illegal immigrant children on the border. Should we secure the borders or welcome strangers inside our gates?
To begin with, I want to talk about different ways you can use words. I've been thinking about this ever since Randy gave his evaluation or had the discussion with Mary. And the two different ways you can say, I understand. Mercy could be up here as a Toastmaster, and she could say, I got a flat tire on the way over here, that's why I was late. And then I could say, I understand. That was pretty rough, and I'm glad you came. Randy could talk about Mary fiddling with her equipment while Joan was doing her presentation. She'll talk about the problems with the equipment that she had the last time, and Randy will say, I understand. Same two words, it just right between the eyes. So I wanted to talk about that first, but the immigration, it's such a tough one because the children are, you can't take it out on the children. There's just no way you can do that. So if you have thousands and thousands of children in need, you've got to do something. They didn't sign up for any of it. And you have to take the initiative and do something with it. So that said, the borders have to be secure. And it just has to be done in an organized way. We're all a nation of immigrants. My grandfather came here in 1922. He turned 18 on the boat coming over from Italy. Got to Ellis Island. They sent him to Jerome, Arizona, because that's where there was gonna be work for him, and he went there and he worked, and that was that. If he'd have gotten off the boat in Ellis Island and coughed the wrong way, they'd have sent him back, thinking he might be bringing tuberculosis or something over here. Then you look at how close Mexico is, and the economy is so different down there than it is up here. And I think, is immigration what we need to do, or is there something we can do to make the economy better in Mexico? And if the economy is better in Mexico, how would that affect the crime in Mexico? So there's just so many things around, but the bottom line is, you asked about the kids, and whatever you do, you can't take it out on the kids. So if there's a bunch of children on the border, they have to be taken care of in a humane way, and that's probably getting them over here to where they're safe. Mr. John?
Thank you, Steve.
You understand?
Yes. That's quite erudite explanation here. It's the last one. I'm just gonna. All of them. Ooh. I'll just say, you'll see for yourself. The Catholic Church is among several organizations that are opposing medical birth control in their health plans. Religious freedom versus women's rights, pro or con.
Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, this is a sensitive subject because I could offend anyone with whatever comment I made. I did not grow up Roman Catholic, and I am not a Roman Catholic now. I did grow up with a religious background, but I'm not involved in that now. But I do have personal beliefs about the rights of women to control what goes on with their body. So in that sense, I believe that it is the right of any woman to make that decision without being interfered with by outside organizations or even people trying to convince them otherwise. To have a religious organization mandate that the control of your body is not up to you by way of saying that if you make that choice, that your insurance will not cover you if you're being paid by that organization, is a bit of a contradictory kind of a thing. But it is the organization's right, I would imagine, that's kind of the erudite thinking, is that it's up to them to make a decision how they want to control their health insurance. What I don't like to see is them then using that as leverage, as a hammer to control the lives of the people that work for them, especially if those people are not Catholic, but they just happen to work for that organization. So it can kind of go both ways, but I do still side on with the women to make a choice, their own individual choice, and not be overwhelmed or have someone else say that you can't do that.
I have time for one more.
Yeah, it should be done by 8:40.
Perfect.
One more. Actually, this one's going to be impromptu because I only came with 4. I didn't think I had enough time. So Ken, come on up.
So if they get tough around time, that you can be a doozy.
Obamacare, is it effective?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's effective. I know several people that didn't have any health coverage, and now they can go and get medicine and prescriptions and take care of themselves, so I think it is effective. It's hard to swallow, but it's a tough policy to start. But they did it, and it's happening, and I think it is a real benefit. I think overall, it's the first step in the right direction to having health care. I don't like the idea of penalizing people who don't sign up for it. I have some difficulty with that. I mean, I know somebody that can't sign up for it because they didn't do their tax return, because they can't prove to the healthcare people what they earn, and so for that reason they can't sign up. And so I don't know that that's a fair consequence, but overall I think it is a benefit.
I'll just wrap up. We had Allison giving her feedback on The Dark Knight. And 2, we had Jason talking about the sales tax. We'll see if you qualified using the word erudite correctly. Question on that. Thirdly, we had Steve on his take on the children at the border.
I want to talk about that, man.
Fourthly, we had
I've done good on that.
Paula advocating for women's rights. And lastly, we had Ken on his take on Obamacare. So yes, before we go any further, I'm going to ask Helen, our timer.
Allison at 1 minute 30 seconds. Jason 142. Steve overtime at 2:58. Paula at 2:15.
That was
Ken
that I
at
understand.
101.
Around our
Yeah.
101.
Okay.
So everyone except for Steve.
Everyone except for Steve.
Did we get a speaker recap and an evaluator recap? Just, did they qualify or not?
Of the okay, so for Joan, 11 minutes and 18 seconds. For Mary, and 19 minutes and 24. And the evaluation, both are qualified. Oh no. For Joan, it's 5:21. That's qualified. Mary, it's 5:44.
Okay, so one evaluator, okay.
Okay. And with that, I'll return control of the meetings for the.
So both speakers qualified?
Yes.
Word of the day.
Oh.
In terms of the speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of the speakers use the word of the
All
day.
right. What about the table
The
topic?
table topics, Ken and Steve did not use the word of the day.
When I called them erudite one, that thing.
Yeah, I just think that would count.
Oh, he's overtime.
No.
Oh, he was
But I was
overtime.
overtime, yeah.
So it didn't matter.
So who
All right.
qualifies for table topics?
Allison, Jason, and me
Allison,
and Ken.
Jason, and Paula.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna return control to our most able Toastmasters. Mercy Del Rosario.
Are the ballots going, where are the ballots going?